Hello guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video whereby I'm gonna talk about things that a lot of people, especially if you are someone who have been misunderstood for the most of your life, from childhood, growing up, even now you find yourself in a position whereby you are put in the box because of how you actually maneuver life, how you choose to go about with your life. So this is something that I've realized. Like, I was actually wondering whether, let me just not talk about that, but I'm just gonna talk about whenever you've always been misunderstood. So this video is about they can't figure you out and they will never figure you out. Because why? The thing is, when you are someone who actually um follow your own inner guidance, whereby you're doing your own things in a way that makes sense to you, in the way that brings truth in your life, whereby it makes sense, right? It's not far from truth. Because the thing is, we can have a maneuver life, we can do life, we can make life, we can make decision, but if it has to be affected by your trauma, it has to be affected by things that are actually going on in your life. Because sometimes we do make decision based on what is actually happening in our life without realizing that this is actually not how I'm actually, like, I'm supposed to be living my life. Is This is not how I'm supposed to maneuver life. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing something that is not authentic to you, you won't be happy. You won't be happy. So they can't figure you out because of that. They can't figure you out the fact that you are someone who actually not following any rules. The rules that you actually follow, it's a rules that you get through your ancestors, God. Because the thing is, when you actually allow yourself to actually listen to the inner guidance within yourself, nobody can actually make sense to you unless gonna come across people who actually like-minded as you, so they can figure it out. So I remember when I was actually starting to open up about my spirituality. Because obviously when I began my spiritual journey, I I knew that people can never understand me because I was always misunderstood. And as I was always misunderstood, I had like a fear of showing up as who I am. I have a fear of hiding my depth. I have a fear of talking about this kind of stuff. Obviously, I know that I can't speak to other people about the things that I actually know, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes I keep things out here because I know someone who have a logical mindset will like, what she's on about. Because most of the people, they forget that you are actually spirit before everything. So everything start with spirit. So everything will start with spirit. So a lot of things will make sense when you start understanding that. You stop suppressing what is actually going on within your spirit, because spirit, mind, and body are supposed to be aligned. When you're not aligning your chakra, or not aligning your mind, your soul, and your body, there's no way that you can actually maneuver life in a way that is actually emotionally, mentally, spiritual, fulfilling. Because most of the time we tend to neglect the fact that we are actually are people who are supposed to be following our own inner guidance. So you follow your inner guidance, so they can't figure you out. That's why most of them, sometimes you fear the fact that your enemies are trying to find out who you are. You fear the fact that these people are actually catching up, but they can't figure you out. The thing is, what I've noticed with people who have enemies, I know that almost everybody have enemies. Sometimes it's enemies that you never treated. I never treated enemies. The only thing I did, I cut people off. And people, when you cut them off, not all of them are back off. Some of them, they want to be like, who the fuck do you think you are, cutting me off? So they have that mentality, so they can't figure you out. They will never figure out. The thing is, even myself, I don't know who I know who I am. Compare like a week ago, but that does not mean that this is who I am forever. I am not who I am forever right now. I'm still evolving. I don't know who I am. Sometimes I will always have awakening. I will always have awakening. As I will always have awakening. That means that there's nothing that I will ever say, this is it. This is where I'm at. I'm comfortable with where I'm at. Even if I say I'm comfortable with where I'm at, I will have some situation that will confront the fact that this is not who I am supposed to be living my life. Wait a minute. So I will have situation that are confronting the fact that I am not happy with where I'm at, because eventually you get comfortable. At some point you will stop getting comfortable. You will end up wanting more, because we are designed to change our own beliefs, because most of the time everything starts with our own beliefs. When we tend to um, put ourselves in a cage, it's most of the time it's our beliefs, our own limiting belief. For example, like September, I read a lot of books. Like I fucking read a lot of books because I was escaping the growth that I was like I was actually prolonging what was actually guided to do. It was a very intense month. Like it was so much was going on with my September as well as my beginning of my October. So obviously I indulge in a lot of indulge in a lot. But now I'm like, you know what? It's okay to, now I have to go back to the basic. Like for example, this October, I'm still reading two books, and like I'm like this, and I'm like I don't feel like I'm doing it wrong. I'm okay with the fact that I'm doing the way I'm doing it. But initially I had like a trauma around books, because obviously now I'm not escaping. Now I'm reading book in the way it's healthy for me, because eventually books is not the only thing that I get information from. I allow myself to receive information the way universe want me to receive, the way God want me to receive information, where my ancestors are allowing me to receive information. If I have to listen to someone, I have to, because most of the time everyone I like to believe have knowledge of something that I don't know about. So it's okay to be humble. It's okay to find yourself in a position whereby you're constantly learning. So they can't figure it out. They'll never figure you out. The same thing with your enemies. I've noticed most of the time, most of my enemies, they think like they got me. Okay, yeah, I got you now. And which is weird. Like, which is so fucking weird. I'm not even focusing on them. I'm focusing off the thing. I'm focusing on myself, on the things that actually bother me. I'm focusing on how I actually want, where I want to be at. I'm focusing on a lot of things that has to do with personal growth. So when I find people who have trying to figure me out, I find it weird, because like most of my time I've always been misunderstood, because I follow God's guidance. Like God is like my parent. Like I've never experienced parents' guidance, so I had to find God in a young age. Like the relationship that I had with Him, it was different, and I knew that I'm very close to Him. But at this time, I didn't realize it's really like God or anything. I just knew that I can talk to someone, and then I will get answers instantly, or maybe like a few days or few weeks. So like the relationship that I always have, it was always like that. It's the same thing when, like, I remember like I was actually anxious starting my YouTube channel, because I knew that it would require me to stop talk about things that I'm actually not okay to talk about, which is my experience. It's something that I thought I would keep it to myself. Like I won't have to talk about it. I won't have to share it with anybody. But I've realized I need to talk about this kind of stuff, because it's important. Someone may have to go through it, and it's okay to have some experience that you feel like, oh, I just need to hide them, so nobody can figure you out. Like nobody can figure you out. It's the same thing. Like I realized even when I was actually like around people at the time, I was always different in terms of like who I was a week ago. Like most of the people, they used to assume that I am bipolar or something, and which is weird, because like most of the time when people are when they can't figure you out, they will always have tendency to put you in a box. When they don't put you in a box, they will try to label you with a lot of things, like, oh, you're a woman, you're supposed to be this, you are a man, you're supposed to be this and that. Because why? They will never figure you out. Like, they will never figure it out. People when like, they won't figure you out, they will try to make you stop your journey, stop whatever that you're doing in a way, because they hate the fact you are evolving. They hate the fact that you are changing. They hate the fact that you are constantly a different person every time. uh so they always like being misunderstood. Don't make it like it's something that you need to explain yourself to other people. There's a time for you to explain to other people. There's a time for you to know that I don't need to explain myself to these people. Because the thing is, with discernment, it helps you to understand that you don't need to explain a lot of things to people. You don't need to explain to these people. Like, allowing yourself to be in touch with your inner guidance, it's whereby you will know who I should explain myself to, who I shouldn't. It allow you to put you in a place where you just know when you should share this information, when you shouldn't. So they will never figure you out, because these people who are actually trying to figure you out, it's the same people who are not in touch with themselves. They don't even know that God exists. They don't even know any shit. They just know that, oh, I just have to figure this person out. Their knowledge is limited. Despite the fact they are reading books or whatsoever. The thing is, it doesn't matter how many books you read, how many whatsoever information you come across. If you can't understand you, if you can't understand a lot of things that are actually like knowing that everything is spirit before anything, there's no way that you can actually understand as anyone. You can understand other people. I'm not talking like, I know people who are actually observant who still don't know understand, who still don't understand themselves. Let me just drink water. I don't know what's up with my voice. They will never figure you out. And another thing is how you actually like face challenges, and how you bounce back, your bounce back game, how you choose to reflect on life. Because a lot of people see a blockage in their life when something it's a challenge that has opportunity. Because everything in life is comes with duality. If there's challenge, there's actually a solution. If there's a problem comes with a solution. If there's a blockage, there's actually a place for opportunity. So they don't understand that. They don't understand that the fact that you can go through so much. You can go through so much, but at the same time, you can choose how you respond to life. Because everything will happen to you. It will happen to you because life is. It's all about what is actually happening to you, and how you choose to go about with the things that are actually happening to you. Because life is happening for you rather than it's happening to you. As it happening for you, how you choose to respond to things that are actually happening for you, it's all up to you. So a lot of people will be jealous of the fact that how you respond. For example, like, you will meet a lot of people who have like the same trauma as you, or people who are going through the same things as you. But when you share your perspective about it, when you choose to move away from being in a karmic energy, trying to heal yourself, doing things different, responding different, they will be jealous of the fact that you respond in the way that you actually respond. They don't understand that when you are in touch with your inner guidance, everything has a solution. Everything have a way. Like, you being in touch with your spirit, everything has a way. You don't see you are a fucking limitless. So everything, it has a way, because you understand that I was in a situation that is actually like that, and I was able to get myself out from that situation. I was able to trust that my situation will be over. I was able to trust the fact that I had a lot of faith that my situation would change. I had a lot of faith, the fact that this is just a phase, because everything is a phase. They're supposed to be experienced, and until you find yourself in a place whereby you're releasing whatever the energy that you are actually experiencing, because this is how they won't be able to figure you out. They will never figure you out because they're still in the same energy. That's why they're hating, sending you evil energy. They're trying to drag you back to who you used to be, because sometimes people get triggered by the fact that you are leaving them. When you are leaving them, why are you? I get it. Like, obviously, when anything ends, sometimes it brings a lot of sadness, and sometimes there was a time that I actually got sad about it. Even if I make a decision that I am actually leaving the situation, I want something different for myself. I did get sad, but I knew that it's better than being in a situation where I know that I don't have a future here. I don't have a destiny. I don't see myself entertaining this kind of situation. I don't see myself being in the same situation. I don't see myself being happy in this situation. I just knew it's overdue. It's no longer something that I need to continue with. So obviously I let go. So I know most of us were never been taught to let go. We're never being told when to let things go. So yeah, we struggle with that. So a lot of people, they are bothered by the fact that you are able to let go. So they can't figure you out. How can you let go? How can you let go after like how many years, how many memories? They're trying to drag you back about the memories. Like, do you remember when we were? Do you remember this? Do you remember that? Like, they're trying to make memories that you just know that they're exhausted. Everything with the situation, with whatsoever, it exhausting. So they're trying to drag you back. Even if you change something, maybe like it can be anything, because like we are allowed to make changes in our own life. We are allowed to be different. So it's okay to not have people figure you out. It's okay to be different. It's okay to maneuver life in a way that is right for you. As it right for you, it allow you to your soul, your emotionally needs, your mentally, physically, it's aligned. It allow you to be in a place where you're at peace with your decision, you're at peace with what everything, because at the end of the day, soul will always require peace. Every soul eventually will require peace. That's why we should allow ourselves to be not be figuring out. You don't have to act like you have it all. You don't have to act like everything with you it's done. Or I purchase a home, I purchase this and this and that, and then I'm done. I know this kind of information now. I don't need to add to that. You don't have to live your life like that. You don't have to be the same person with everything. You are supposed to have numerous new beginnings. The new beginnings are all for you. They're not for a specific person, like, oh, this person's supposed to have this new beginnings. No, I think that's what made people mad. It's the fact that they limit themselves. They get bothered by the fact that other people, they don't limit themselves. They get bothered by the fact that other people are allowing themselves not to be figured out. So when you are evolving, nobody can figure you out. They can know a part of you. They can know the part of you that does not longer exist, which is a history to you. So it's okay to have a history, but at the same time, allowing yourself to evolve, allowing yourself to be misunderstood. Being misunderstood is not a bad thing, as most people try to make it be. It's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay to walk your own drum. It's okay to maneuver life the way it makes sense.